Welcome to 2026. It seems that we've had some developments as far as tax stamps go, and luckily I've submitted some for the FTN silencers before. A lot of you are asking me questions about how to submit it, how the process works and everything, and I thought, well, why not show you? Now, I want to get some things out of the way first. First and foremost, I am not your lawyer. None of this should be considered legal advice. I'm an idiot. Now, having said that, there are some things to consider. As we do the FTN process, as we submit this to the ATF, even though you aren't paying the $200 tax stamp anymore, you cannot own, purchase, manufacture, or otherwise procure any of the materials to build said silencer, or SBR for that matter, until the ATF has approved it. So the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to go to the eforms.atf.gov website. This is my process. I do not live anywhere near a fingerprinting station. I don't live near a silencer kiosk, so I'll have to mail my prints in manually. I will show you all how I do it. Spoiler alert, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to smear your fingers on a piece of paper. Okay, you can easily handle this. You don't have to go to the fucking police station and make them do it. It's fine, I promise. So let's log in. Now, I'm going to assume you've already made an account with the eforms.atf.gov, and I'm just going to get logged in. So now that you're logged in, you're going to see this page right here. It's going to show you all of the different eForms that you can file. For our purposes, we're going to file an eForm ATF Form 1. This is an application to manufacture a silencer. A lot of this process is really kind of idiot-proof, truthfully. I would be shocked if any of you get significantly hung up during this. So I am an individual. I'm going to hit next here. You are going to click on tax paid. Submit your tax payment of $200 with the application, or tax payment of $0. And here we go. We're ready to basically start doing some data entry to get this handled out. Now, you're not going to enter anything as far as FFL, EIN, SOT. Go ahead and enter all your information: first name, middle name, last name, etc., etc., etc. If once you do this for the first time, all of your information typically will be saved in there for the most part, so you won't have to go through and re-add it. You're going to go through and answer all these questions to, truthfully and honestly, we can't have a Hunter Biden situation. Do you intend to make any firearm listed on this form for sale or other disposition to any person described in questions 11? Are you making this firearm in furtherance of any felony? No, I'm not. Are you under indictment or information in any court for a felony? Have you ever been convicted of a felony? Are you a fugitive from justice? As far as I know, I am not. Are you an unlawful user or addicted to marijuana? I do not smoke marijuana because I'm a law-abiding citizen, and that would be illegal for me to do and also own a firearm. I would become a prohibited person. Have you ever been adjudicated as mental defective? Have you ever been discharged from the armed forces? Nope. Are you subject to a court order restraining you from harassing, stalking, or threatening your child? No, I'm not. Have you ever been convicted of a misdemeanor crime or domestic violence? Have you ever renounced United States citizenship? No, I have not. Are you an alien illegally or unlawfully in the United States? No. Are you an alien who has been admitted to the United States under a non-immigrant visa? No, I'm not.
The next step is the responsible persons step. On the right-hand side of the screen, you'll see the Actions tab. Go ahead and click on that pencil icon so you can make changes. You'll need to add your own personal information in there, as well as any other people you want to list as a responsible person.
The ATF also needs a 2x2 photograph of you. They basically need a passport picture, right? Now, you do not have to go to the post office or Walmart or wherever the fuck. You can take a picture of yourself against a regular background, right? And upload that. I did. And my selfie looks great. So let me get that uploaded here. Considering that I'm doing mine myself on paper and I will be mailing it, I'm skipping this electronic fingerprints for now. You also can do your fingerprints at home, like I mentioned earlier. If you're going to do so, you can skip this, and I will show you how to do your prints once we get this submitted. Clio, this next form is where we notify your local law enforcement. So the way that, how I understand this works, is that essentially my local sheriff will receive a letter in the mail saying that I have manufactured or been approved to manufacture a silencer, right? I'm going to go ahead and input all my information here. You can find this information online for your local jurisdiction. Just Google whatever your county name is, Sheriff's Department. And now we get to the meat and potatoes of this. We get to the firearm part. So after we've notified law enforcement, let's go to add a firearm. So since we're manufacturing a silencer, we are going to read down here, silencer, select manufacturer code, enter FMI in the search box. So code FMI, verify manufacturer, form 1 registration, successfully verified. Select manufacturer country, we are in the United States. Product type. This will be a silencer. Please submit the following descriptive information. The ATF needs to know what you're building. The ATF needs to know where you're acquiring these parts. It is essential that you do not purchase anything until it is approved. It is essential that you also tell the ATF that I'm not going to build, purchase, manufacture, or otherwise produce any of these parts until you say it's okay. It's very annoying, I know, but they like to hear that. So we're going to say okay here. And here we go, model. We will find that someone has already, look at all of you Chads who have already submitted all these FTNs. Look at this. I'm a little bit late. I'm on, this is the January 3rd here, and you all have submitted these for every single FTN. I'm so proud of you all. So you're going to go through and basically add your information. We are building an FTN 5. We are building an FTN 5 in 5.56. You're going to change the unit of measurement to a caliber. If you were, for instance, building one for a shotgun, you might say 12 gauge, etc., etc., etc. Kilograms, pounds, etc., right? If you were to go outside of this, if you did not see what you're building in this model list right here, you would need to then check mark this box and create a new line item, which will result in your application entering the pending research phase. There's nothing inherently wrong with this. It's just easier to stick with what's already in there. You can, to be clear, but it might add a day or two to your application. So just keep that in mind. Overall length is 9.6 inches. All right. Serial number, I'm going to do 1312. Now the ATF needs to know why, or the ATF needs to know what you're building. So I am building this silencer will be a FDM 3D printed core reinforced by aluminum tubing and a steel muzzle device. State why you intend to make the firearm for flexing on the pores and all lawful purposes. The ATF loves to hear when you say all lawful purposes. It's kind of like how the entirety of the American legal system is predicated upon the word reasonable. The ATF loves to hear all lawful purposes. So make sure that you put all lawful purposes in your application somewhere. I like this. This looks good. I'm going to hit next. Please submit the following descriptive information, pictures of parts. Okay. So if you were doing this for the first time, you might try to add screenshot after screenshot in here of the individual parts. I'm going to show you what I do that makes this significantly easier. So what you're going to do is you're going to get everything pulled up that you're going to use or that you are going to need to order online. You're going to take screenshots of all the parts that you're going to use, all of the materials, and you're going to dump everything into a Microsoft Word document. You're going to just paste screenshots straight from the website into a PDF, okay, into a document file. It's very important that you tell them where all of this comes from, right? So for instance, this aluminum tube, I am going to tell the ATF this is from, let's bold this, Amazon.com. Oops. Okay. Now I wanted to read from the top here. This is a list of all parts and materials that will be used to manufacture the silencer in the aforementioned application. No parts or materials have been sourced for this silencer and will not be procured until this Form 1 application has been reviewed and approved. Only upon approval will sourcing of materials begin. It is imperative that you include that in this document. Okay. Now, once you have all of your supplemental information in this document, you have pictures of all the parts and materials that you're going to use. You're going to export it as a PDF, add it to this document or add it to your e-form right here, right? And I'm going to tell the ATF this is a document containing all relevant materials and parts to build aforementioned silencer. Okay, and I'm going to add that document to this application. You want to make this as easy for a government employee to go through and whiplash approved as fast as possible, right? So I like that. We're going to finish that there. We are going to continue. Next. Now we've added our supporting documents already in the last line item step.
So you're going to skip this and hit next to proceed.
Okay, now that we've reached the end of the documentation, we are going to go through and just double check everything, make sure that we have everything entered, make sure that we don't have anything missing. And it looks pretty good to me. I verify all the above information is correct. I'm going to hit next here. Under penalties, I certify that upon submission of this form to the ATF, a completed copy of this form will be directed to the CLEO, law enforcement, shown in item 10. That the statements are correct to the best of my knowledge, etc. I do. And we're going to pay the $0 tax stamp, which is grayed out. Okay. And we're going to sign and submit. Looks like it's sending me a one-time code to my email. And just like that, once you have typed in that one-time code, that's it. You're done. You have just submitted your first tax stamp, I hope. Coming up, I'm going to show you how to do your fingerprints so that we can get this off to the mail. All right, so you want to do your own fingerprints. Here we are at the Yeezy Emporium of Fingerprinting 101. Before we get started, you should pick up one of these kits. You're probably seeing a video of that right now. But this is what I use. This is straight from Amazon. It's almost like a junior detective kit of some kind. I don't know. It works great. And I've submitted a few of these so far and never had an issue. I've done this myself. I've heard of people submitting prints of their genitalia to the ATF and it's been approved. So they're not exactly looking for rocket science here. They just want your meaty paws on this piece of paper. So before we do that, it's very important that we clear our work area. Whoops, let me get that stuff out of the way there. And let's take a look and see what all we got here. Take your ink pen. One of them, your kit will come with a few of them. And what we're going to do with our sticky sheet, which looks like this right here, right? We're going to take one of our new ink pads. Now, please forgive me, I'm doing this with a visor on, which is optimistic, to say the least. But anyway, this is what that looks like. Basically, we're going to take off the protective plastic here. And that just comes apart like so. And now we have two ink pads. I'm just going to set one on the sticky sheet right there so that it doesn't move as we start doing our fingerprints. Now, the ATF wants 2 copies of this. I just did 3. The ATF wants 2 copies of this, right? So let's have some fun. I usually like to fill out everything up here at the top after the fact. It's just easier for me. That way it might be easier for you to do it beforehand. I will show you in this video what they're looking for specifically in order to get that submitted properly. I'm going to take my right thumb, which is this guy right here, which is this guy right here, and I'm going to roll it. I'm going to roll it on here. I'm going to roll it from right to left. If I'll do the beauty tuber. There we go, the VTuber trick, okay? And when I apply it, I'm rolling it from left to right as deliberately as I can, trying to apply continuous pressure. Right? That is not too shabby. Now, I'm going to blur my own fingerprints because I don't trust you fuckers. But take my word for it, it's pretty crisp. If you've ever finger painted before in school, this should be a no-brainer to you. Right index, let's get that lined up. Now I'm going from right to left, and I'm going to roll from right to left. And it's that simple, right? You really can't fuck this up. I promise you can't. Next, it wants my right middle. So I'm going to roll from right to left there. From right middle. Just like so. Right ring. And now right little finger. It wants my little finger. So I'm going to do that now. It says right thumb. I'm going to press it. You may find that you need to add more ink to your thumb. This might be a little optimistic for me, although I think that looks pretty good. I'm not perfect there. I went a little bit out of the lines, but that's okay. get them as close as I can. And I'm just pressing down, and boom, there's page 1. So I'm going to do a time lapse. I'm going to go ahead and do the next page. So I got the right hand done. As you can see, I got most of it off my fingers, but let's go ahead and do the left side here. I don't really have much to share at this point. I mean, we're literally you're just fucking putting your fingerprints on there. I know that there's this common misconception that you need to go to the police department to do this, or you need to have this done professionally, or it's not even worth bothering if I can't go to a Silence & Co kiosk and get the little EFT file or whatever the fuck. Let me tell you, they want you to think that this is complicated. They want you to think that you can't handle this, which is true. I mean, they've lobbied the government for so long to make it impossible for you to do things like your taxes, right? To make it impossible to just handle easy bureaucratic things so that they can profit off of it. I posit, dear viewer, that you, yes you, are just as capable of submitting a Form 1 application to make a suppressor or SBR as anyone else. And you have the materials to do it at home. You don't have to wait for someone. I had another viewer reach out to me and say, well, my FFL couldn't figure this out. What do you mean your FFL couldn't figure this out? This is not complicated. But anyway, moving on, I'm on my left middle finger here. I have to ask, how do you all like my nails? I did this specifically for this video because I knew some people would be pretty mad about it. I think they're pretty cute, purple, nice pastel color. We did it. We have our fingerprint cards and we're ready to fill them out. So it's not as if I'm some kind of genius that remembers this stuff all the time, although you could certainly be forgiven for believing so. I typically use this website right here from National Gun Trust in order to remind myself what I actually have to put on the fingerprint form. Now I was going to go through and label each section of the form. I was going to show you exactly what to write in each box. I started editing that part of the video, and let me tell you, what a fucking snooze fest. Instead of doing that, just go to nationalguntrust.com and follow along with their guide. They have all of the codes for like what your eye color should be. Just follow along with them. It's just so much easier. Now we're almost done. At this point, all you got to do is print out your cover letter. You'll need to include your cover letter when you mail the 2 fingerprint cards to the ATF, and that's it. Let me show you where to go so that you can print this out. So go to your main homepage, go to Form 1 in the form type. We're going to scroll down to submitted for the form status, and we're going to search for our pending application. Find the one that you just submitted, hit view form on the right, and now we're going to go to electronic documents. Sometimes it takes about 10 minutes, 20 minutes, even a little bit longer for your cover letter to generate, but once it's generated, you'll just click right there and hit print. So now that you print out your cover letter, literally at this point, all you have to do is put it in a manila envelope, include those 2 fingerprint cards that you made, and send it off to the ATF. I'll have the address listed right here. Go ahead and write this on your manila envelope, send it away. I know there's this misconception that you need to work with an FFL for suppressors, or that, you know, just because it says that you need a passport photo, that you have to go to the post office and get a picture. You can literally upload a picture of yourself with the selfie of your phone. That's how I submitted mine. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please share it with friends who are also doing the Form 1 process. If you like this video, go ahead and like it. If you want to see more of what I do, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you soon.